The Missouri Valley Conference Game of the Week is brought to you by State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 1-800-STATE-FARM. By Purina Dog Chow, crafted in the USA by people who care with high-quality ingredients. That's the Dog Chow promise. By Casey's General Store. Casey's, here for good. And by Explore St. Louis. Start planning your visit today at ExploreStLouis.com. Ready to go at Illinois State. Beautiful day here on campus and inside Redbird Arena. It is time for Valley basketball with Kevin Lehman, Tom Ackerman. Let's do it. Today's starting lineups, a presentation of Casey's General Store. Sign up for new Casey's Rewards, the rewards program that gives back by letting you redeem points for Casey's Cash, fuel discounts, or donations to local schools. Some talented players on the floor. For Drake, Roman Penn, one of the best guards in the league. DJ Wilkins, Jonah Jackson, a sharpshooter, Anthony Murphy. Four-guard offense along with the big man, Liam Robbins.
Anthony Murphy's going to draw Zach Copeland. He is considered their best perimeter defenders for the Bulldogs.
Four guards for Illinois State, Horn, Copeland, Hillsman, and Torres, with Keith Fisher III.
And DJ Horn, one of the top freshmen, he's really been solid for the Redbirds.
He is a winner. Let's take a look at our keys to the game, made possible by Grinnell Mutual. Trust in tomorrow. Talk to a Grinnell Mutual agent today.
The Bulldogs, it's about pace and tempo. The faster they play, the better they are. Defensively, they have to come out with high hands. This is a Redbird team averaging almost 9 threes a game for Illinois State. Who's going to be that third scorer? Copeland's been consistent. DJ Horn has developed. They need Hillsman or Fisher to step up, and they need to defend without fouling today, Tom. This is a Drake team that's been the free throw line 76 times the last 2 games.
You have coaches in this game that have each won a regular season title, have been Coach of the Year. Darren DeVries of Drake, now in his second year. What a season he had last year with the Bulldogs. They're still in the hunt. And on the other side, Dan Muller, an experienced coach, former player here, great assistant at Vanderbilt, trying to lead these Redbirds in his 8th season. Redbirds on senior day wearing red uniforms today, and the white uniforms for Drake, so sharp too. The Des Moines across the front with the skyline. I like those.
It's a good look for the Bulldogs. The Birds try to go inside on an opening possession.
They are trying to be Des Moines' hometown team. They are. And Drake defending against this talented Illinois State team that's only won 3 conference games. But this should be some game here today. That one launched in and out by Hillsman. He loves to shoot it.
He can knock down the 3. A lot of drag screens now to get penetration.
Roman Penn with the ball. He'll be a contender for newcomer of the year in the Valley. He takes it back from Jackson and now tries to back down the defender. Anthony Murphy, and flips it back to Penn. That one missed long. And here comes Illinois State. DJ Wilkins out there, a great defender. Number 0 for Drake. And this one's going to go back the other way. An offensive foul. And that one goes against Keith Fisher III, the redshirt junior from Los Angeles.
Yeah, Fisher on the ball screen, moving. Gets the first violation for the Redbirds.
Fisher has shown some improvement over the course of the season. When he's focused, he can really be a difference maker. Speaking of that, Liam Robbins. He is an outstanding talent, the 7-foot sophomore.
Flypaper hands. Pin just threw up around the rim, and Robbins snatched it. Scored.
Coming off an awesome game against Valparaiso. 21 points, 12 rebounds, 5 blocks. His 5th double-double of the season. Torres tries to drive, cut off at the baseline. Now Copeland. He'll take those big, tough shots. Misses that one. Penn with the rebound for Drake. Copeland got a hand on it, but Murphy takes it in and lays it in for Drake.
And Murphy goes directly to Copeland. They're going to try to limit Copeland's touches with Anthony Murphy. We watched him do it against A.J. Green. He's face guarding Copeland on the left wing.
Horn takes a 3, and short there. Robbins with the rebound. Bulldogs up early here on the road. Drake with an 8-7 conference record in a conference that is very much unsettled as to who will win this. And now a whistle on the baseline, making that call is James Durham. He's one of the officials, along with Dave Cusick and Ford Branch Jr.
Illinois State, they're going to front Robbins in the block, bringing backside help.
Foul on Hillsman is his first. And Drake with the basketball, and so far pitching a shutout. There's a three. Murphy hits it. It's 7-0 and a timeout called by Illinois State's Dan Muller.
Murphy has been good for the Bulldogs of late. Double-figure games, 17 of his last 20. Comes off a pin down, sets his feet, squares his shoulders. Dan Muller's seen enough. Needs a timeout to talk over this defense.
So Drake spoiling what has been a festive start to the game here on Senior Day. They honored their seniors on the floor on a Saturday. You've got some good ones too. Zach Copeland, Ricky Torres, J.C. Hillsman, and also a great honor for Madison Williams. There on the far right, Williams, his college career cut short due to injury a couple of years ago, but he was honored along with those players, the parents, the families, and always a very special day and an emotional day for a coach.
And you sometimes wonder, you get off to a slow start because there's so much emotion from these Redbirds on Senior Day.
That a three, splashed home. Big shot there for Antonio Reeves, maybe the best shooter on this team, the freshman from Chicago.
Well, they need that third score. Reeves could be one. Last 4 games, he struggled to hit threes, but he's got the ability to do it.
First bucket for Illinois State. That one is saved, and Drake keeping it alive. 3 minutes into the game, up 7-3. Wilkins, long pass. Gets it back with a shot clock at 2. Might be too late. Robbins misses it. And grabbing the rebound. And here comes Illinois State. Jai grabbed the board. Now it's Elijah Donnelly with the pass, but Copeland couldn't handle it.
A good backup by Copeland as Murphy's glued to his numbers, not watching the basketball.
Illinois State with just a bucket early, a 3 by Antonio Reeves.
A lot of high ball screens to get penetration into the paint. They like to roll Robbins in.
Robbins asking for it, and a foul is called. A little push by Jai.
Jai trying to root out Robbins. And one of the stats you don't talk about much is the amount of fouls that players draw. Ian Robbins draws a lot of contact, a lot of fouls.
Good steal there. Coming over to get it. Donnelly, and he will control again. Illinois State trying to get a spark offensively early. First 4 minutes, just 3. Reeves, he can provide it. Hillsman thought about it. And now Donnelly. Boy, he came in on fire. Just everything he's been doing has struck gold, and he splashes that one in.
I think Bowers found a spark with Donnelly.
And that one missed short by Robbins. Now Murphy tries to get a steal. Here comes Illinois State. Hillsman lost it. Murphy has it with Robbins. 2 on 3, and smartly he brings it back out. Another 3. That one goes. The Bulldogs hit it again with Jonah Jackson.
And Jackson's one of those rare players that has not made a shot inside the arc this year. 55 triples for Jonah Jackson.
41% from 3 over his last 14 games, covering most of the Valley schedule. What a player to have, Jackson. And now Murphy grabs the board, and Drake up by 4 here. Open 3, Murphy hits it. Another three for Drake. They're 3 of 4 beyond the arc.
And Murphy has struggled to shoot threes his last couple games. Made that one look easy.
Bulldogs come out hot, shooting 62% for the game. Copeland answers on the other end for Illinois State.
And that was well guarded by Murphy. Hand in Copeland's face. Just rose up and splashed it. It's raining threes in, Tom.
It's raining here on Doug Collins' court. Robbins tries to make a move. Oh, what a spin move by Leon Robbins.
Footwork of a ballerina. Robbins, the big man, didn't play in high school.
4 points for Robbins. Timeout on the floor. The 3 ball going down for Drake. They're up by 6. Some hot shooting early. In fact, 6 straight threes went down before Liam Robbins scored from close range. Drake by 6. Closed captioning for today's telecast made possible by the Doubletree by Hilton Bloomington, the preferred hotel of the Missouri Valley Conference in the Central Illinois Twin Cities. Call 309-664-6446 or visit Doubletree.com to book your hotel rooms on your next trip to Bloomington Normal.
I stayed there last night, Tom. I got the hot, warm cookie.
Oh, it always is there awaiting your arrival.
Oh, it's delicious. I asked for a second and received it.
You did?
Oh, yeah.
And you got it? Man.
I got a sweet talk on that
When
front
they
desk.
give you that warm cookie in that little bag when you first get there, it just makes the whole stay worth it. No, it's great. We love staying there.
Illinois State zone out of the timeout.
Trying to slow down this Drake team a little bit. We'll see.
7 field goal attempts.
Look at this 3. Oh, 3 goes down for Jonah Jackson.
That was from the parking lot of Redbird Arena for Jonah Jackson.
What is going on here? 4 of 5. By the way, Illinois State has only shot threes. All of their attempts have been from 3. 18-9, Drake. 4 of 5 from 3. Donnelly, that's the first non-3-point attempt, and it goes down for Elijah Donnelly.
Yeah, good work by Donnelly. He hit an early 3, only his second of his season for Donnelly. Spark off the bench for Dan Muller. They're staying in the zone, Tom.
Penn for 3. That one won't go. Hard-fought rebound there by Taylor Bruniga.
Good to see Taylor Bruniga back on the court. He's fought injuries part of this season and last season.
Little bucket for Antonio Reeves. And Illinois State chipping away down 5.
Reeves has that soft touch inside.
Yeah, I always liked Bruniga. From Mapleton, Illinois, the redshirt sophomore. He's still got some good years ahead of him.
I asked him how he was doing. He said, I'm not 100%, but feeling a lot better. Taylor Brunigan, talented.
Really is, and at 6'8", he can do a lot for them. Donnelly. Rebound goes to Garrett Sturtz, coming off a great game against Valparaiso. 15.6 rebounds. The 6'3" guard, the second leading rebounder on this team.
Well, Sturtz is leading the Valley in Valley games in field goal percentage. Usually that's a big man. Sturtz likes to work that baseline.
3 off the mark for Murphy. Crowd likes that defensive stop.
Well, Leon Robbins has gone to the bench. Darren DeVries trying to get some time out of Pilipovich at that 5 spot.
18-13 and Illinois State. Drake in the lead. Drake by 5 at Illinois State. Big Valley game here for the Bulldogs. 8-7 in the league, trying to make a move in the standings. Let's take a look at our conference standings. A presentation of Purina Dog Chow, crafted in the USA by people who care with high-quality ingredients. That's the Dog Chow promise. Kevin, Drake tied with Indiana State. We have a tie at the top, although Loyola right now is losing at Missouri State by a dozen, 41-29.
Well, a lot of games left. Southern Illinois goes into McLeod for the Panthers tomorrow night. But Drake Bulldogs, they've won 2 in a row. big OT win over Valpo earlier this week. And they've got to go to Loyola and then Northern Iowa at home. Big game for the Bulldogs.
Big game tomorrow at 1. Southern Illinois at Northern Iowa. Just a game apart. Illinois State makes it a 3-point game now. On a bucket by Copeland.
We had Southern on Thursday night. Great defensive effort by the Salukis in the second half against Evansville. Come to 16 points. Ryan Mullins got that team playing well.
Noah Thomas in the game now for Drake. Bulldogs turn it over. Horn all the way in, short on the layup. Robbins gets the rebound. Here's Thomas. The Australian guard, a quick pass. They try to get it to Robbins, but it's interrupted there by Copeland.
So bounce pass to the big man. Copeland able to get it now. Copeland.
Basketball a little slippery out there. We've had a couple of plays mishandled.
And Illinois State staying in this zone. Robbins back in. See if they're going to throw it over the top. Shift from side to side like to run Sturch through the middle.
Drake hasn't scored in 3 minutes. Little 6-0 run here by Illinois State. Robbins draws the double team and loses the ball.
Robbins not sure to do with it. Hesitant. The double team knocked it loose.
Horn looks over at his coach. Dan Muller shouts out instructions. And here goes DJ Horn. He's going to be a good one in this league. They bounce inside, and they flip it back out. Shot clock at 5. Hillsman. Rebound to Sturtz, and here comes Drake.
They got what they wanted inside the Redbirds, but Fisher turned around. There was a 7-footer between him and the rim. Kicked it back out.
Drake has turned it over 3 times in the last 4 minutes. Gone scoreless over that time. Robbins makes sure they don't that time.
That's what 7 foot does for you. Looked like he went over the back, just reached over the smaller defender, Robbins, and punched it through.
6 points for Liam Robbins. Copeland slips. And they call travel on Zach Copeland. Illinois State trying to lock it up here defensively.
Well, they've been in the zone, and they've collapsed on the big man. He brings it down. Fisher and Hillsman with quick hands. But now the big man comes back. Punch it through, big man. Put that on your resume.
Liam Robbins also can be very disruptive defensively. He's had 7 blocks in a game this year. Noah Thomas connecting from 3. That is the 5th 3 made by Drake here in the first half.
Well, Thomas has had the hot hand. 6 of 8 from threes in his last 4 games.
The lead is swelled to 8. And Horn answers on the other side. The freshman from Raleigh.
Oh, he's been hot also. Last 2 games, Horn knocked in 5 triples. Good look off.
They really like DJ Horn. I think as he gets stronger and quicker, he's going to be that much better of a player. His defense will continue to improve.
And another good-looking freshman, Antonio Reeves, out of Simeon.
Yeah, he can really shoot it. Sturtz can. Misses that. Brunigan with the rebound.
The zone has been good to the Redbirds.
Horn takes another. DJ Horn hits another 3. And just like that, it's a 2-point game. It's something what that 3 ball can do. DJ Horn did it once. Said, give it to me. I'll do it again. Valley basketball at Redbird Arena. Drake with a 2-point lead on the road. Valley fans, start planning your trip to St. Louis by downloading the Arch Madness app. I'm sure she was looking at her app right there. It contains all the latest game day information, including special events involving team and other promotions and giveaways throughout the weekend. See you in St. Louis.
Tom, the 30th year in St. Louis. Only the Big East has been in one spot longer than Arch Madness.
They're all getting the app, all downloading the app. You should do it too. March Madness app. That's how you get all the information. There's a lot going on March 5th through the 8th.
And we just said, 2 weeks from tomorrow, someone's going to punch their ticket to the NCAA tournament. Birds staying in that zone.
And a foul, and we're going the other way.
Another turnover now. Drake, we said they want to play with some pace and tempo. 11 points off the turnovers of Illinois State. 5 fast break points by the Bulldogs. They want to play fast. The zone has slowed down the Bulldogs.
That was the first foul on Drake. Anthony Murphy at the 7:30 mark of the first half. Torres with the bounce inside. A foul is called. That's the second foul on Drake. And they get Roman Penn. That's his first foul. 3 fouls on Illinois State. Inbound pass goes to Fisher. Now they bring it back to Horn. He's had the hot hand, has his pocket picked.
Wilkins.
Sturts now to Penn. Distributes. Murphy. And a rebound by Horn for Illinois State.
Murphy an open look.
Horn comes up short. Got knocked down, no call. And Drake working on a 2-point lead.
Illinois State's been able to slow down this tempo of Drake and set up in that zone. It's caused some problems.
And it turned out to be a good move by Dan Muller. Rebound Fisher. Drake still quiet here.
It's taken away the inside game of Drake. They've been settling for threes.
They're now under 50%. Both teams shooting 47%. Drake got off to a hot start. Fisher takes a 3. He hits it. Keith Fisher. And Illinois State has taken the lead.
Liam Robbins stayed in the paint. Fisher with an open look.
Penn. He pushed Torres away. Dan Muller wanted a foul. Now this one gets away, and it's Horn for Illinois State.
The zone has been really good for Illinois State.
Horn tries to bounce it to a cutting Fisher. Now here comes Wilkins. And blocked. A two-handed block by Torres. Oh, boy.
Senior night. Senior urgency. The senior Torres, great timing. Hands to the ceiling. Gets it with both hands.
Oh, that's a good-looking shot right there.
Outstanding defense. Great camera work by our crew.
The lane cam. Good-looking shot there. Stay tuned for our halftime report, a presentation of State Farm Insurance. Talk to an agent today at 1-800-STATE-FARM or by visiting statefarm.com. Penn to Sturts and gets the bounce. Garrett Sturts for Drake, and the Bulldogs back on top.
They finally got the ball, some inside penetration. Redbirds had pushed him out on the perimeter.
That one gets away from Copeland.
There's been a lot of turnovers by the Redbirds.
That is their 8th turnover. 6 turnovers for Drake. Good toss inside. Sturts is there. It's a 3-point lead.
Adam Emenecker has nicknamed Sturts the back cut ninja, and you can see why on that back cut on the baseline. That's where he scores his points. Sturts out of Newton. This guy averaged 34 points a game in high school, led the state. You turn your head, Garrett Sturts is going to score on you.
Nice pass from Murphy, too.
Sturts 6'1", $175. He's the second leading rebounder for the Bulldogs. Kid's got some grit, some toughness.
First assist from Murphy. Roman Penn has 5 assists already in this game.
Well, that one they were in the same church, different pews. Bounced that one right into cheerleaders.
You see how they rack up those assists. Drake leads the way.
Yeah, 15-4 a game. They like to play fast. The zone has slowed down the Bulldog attack.
Elijah Donnelly. That's out of bounds. It'll stay with Illinois State. How about Donnelly? Only played in 11 games this season, averaging 5 minutes a game. He's already over that today. And he's been really good. 5 points, a steal.
He's only had 1-3 on the season and came in and hit one early in this game for his second triple.
Sometimes you just have to make a change. And a tie up here. Possession arrow says it's going the other way to Drake. Illinois State is dealing with some injuries. Matt Chastain out. He had a knee scope recently. He's been out for a while, though. They're also missing Dedrick Boyd with a bone bruise to his knee. So this Illinois State team a little banged up. They need a player like Donnelly to get it done.
Dedrick Boyd was really playing well for him, shooting it well.
Jackson careful leaving him open. Another 3 for Jonah Jackson. He has 3 of them today.
Well, he had 4 in the first meeting against the Redbirds. Jonah Jackson likes seeing the red uniforms. Murphy working hard on Copeland.
And another offensive foul. Illinois State down by 6. Trying to get it going here against Drake at home. Back in Normal, Illinois. Here in Central Illinois, the Twin Cities, Bloomington Normal. Great shot there of Redbird Arena. Drake in the lead by 6. Be a part of the 30-year celebration of Arch Madness by logging on to ExploreSt.Louis.com and start planning your trip to St. Louis. It begins at the Arch on March 5th through the 8th. Don't miss out. We can't wait to have you in St. Louis for Arch Madness.
I can't think of a year, Tom, where there's been so much parity in teams that could advance to Sunday's game and punch their ticket. Had a great tournament last year with Bradley. Big win over Northern Iowa.
Turnovers have been an issue here for Drake. 7 turnovers. It's led to... There's a great layup and drive by Roman Penn. But Illinois State's had the real problem. 11 turnovers that's led to 18 Drake points off those turnovers.
Yeah. Copeland had that great game in Des Moines where he had 32 points, 7 assists, and no turnovers. He's got 4 turnovers for the Birds here today.
That one won't fall for Reeves. This is a 9-0 run for Drake. And a hard foul there as Murphy able to keep his feet. And the foul is called on Hillsman.
Tom, that's the pace Drake wants. They want to throw it ahead, spread you out, and attack the rim. We talked about the free throws of this Drake team. Their last 2 games, they were sensational against Valparaiso. They went to the free throw line. This is an amazing number now. 34 times in that game. The game before against Evansville, the Bulldogs, 42 trips. When they play with pace, they get to the line.
This is the first trip to the free throw line by either team. And Anthony Murphy is there, misses the first. Just under 3 minutes before the half here at Redbird Arena.
One of the keys for Illinois State, defend without fouling, and being able to do that here in the first half. The zone has helped them.
Murphy unable to cash in there. 8-point lead.
They're struggling to get some consistency at the offensive end, Illinois State.
Under 10 on the shot clock. Hillsman off the mark, and it goes out of bounds back to Drake. Join in the 30-year celebration of Arch Madness by stopping by participating Schnucks and Hy-Vee locations or by visiting archmadness.com/ticket discounts to get your Purina Dog Chow Family Fun Pack coupons. The Family Fun Pack will get you 4 tickets, 4 sodas, and 2 popcorns for only $75. Get your Purina Dog Chow Family Fun Pack today. Drake in the lead and working for more. That one comes up short for Robbins.
A lot of work. Came up with a dry well.
Jai with the steal. And Illinois State, oh, that one gets away, and a travel is called before the errant pass anyway. It's on Hillsman. That is turnover number 12.
Drake has capitalized on those turnovers. This is a dead ball turnover, allow them to set. Illinois State back in the man-to-man the last few possessions.
Roman Penn, the transfer from Siena, with the basketball. One of the best point guards in this league.
He is so good at penetration and those types of passes.
Robbins missing there. His third miss. He's 3 of 6 from the floor. Now finding himself loose underneath was Horn. He goes to Reeves, who scores, and he's fouled. Freshman to freshman, and Antonio Reeves goes to the free throw line to try to earn a third point. Reeves hit a 3 earlier in the game. Now with that basket, he has 7 to lead the Redbirds. They really think that those two players, DJ Horn and Antonio Reeves, are building blocks for this program. A miss there. Keeping alive is back to Reeves. Now Copeland to Reeves. He can shoot it. Reeves hits the 3. Cuts the lead to 3. Reeves and Horn, thought to be the future backcourt. Right now, they are the present.
Good inside-outside play. Now back in the zone again for the Redbirds.
How will they handle this? Penn lofts one, and missing it on the exchange was Murphy.
Well, Drake had worked on that play. Robbins screens in. They run Murphy to the rim. That ball was just too high. He needed an S on his chest to catch that one.
Darren DeVries had a quick conversation with Anthony Murphy, asking him what happened there. There's DeVries, the coach of the year last year in the Valley, regular season champion.
You know, DeVries and Dan Muller played against each other. DeVries for the State. Tom and I asked him about each other's playing. We'll have to get in that later. There was a great conversation.
A couple of competitors there, and they're going at it here today.
Well, Dan Muller said, I like Darren much more as a coach than I did as a player.
And now a foul is called. DeVries was hot over there on the sideline just now, getting his team to lock in defensively. He wants some defense out of his team. 31.9 on the clock. Foul called there on Penn is second, Kevin.
They forced turnovers, but a lot of them have been unforced by Illinois State, just sloppiness with the basketball.
Illinois State could tie this game. See how they attack it. DJ Horn, the freshman, guarded by Thomas. Shot clock under 10. Horn lets it go. And a good rebound by Hillsman, then lost it in traffic. It flips out of bounds, but before that, they called a jump ball. So it's going to stay here with Illinois State and 12 seconds on the clock. Crowd likes to hear that. They like the effort.
An extra possession for the Redbirds. Let's see if they can capitalize.
Good crowd here of dads and their daughters. They're going to have a daddy-daughter dance at the end of this game, right here on the floor. In pocket 5, Horn, blocked by Robbins. Thomas has it, 2 seconds. He loses it, Copeland, and the ball is handed to the officials. There were a lot of turnovers in that first half. In fact, a total of 21. And the lead right now is Drake's by 3. It's time to check in with Dan Muller, the head coach of the Redbirds, for today's Casey's General Store plans for the second half. Here's Kevin Lehman.
Hey, Dan, slow start, but that zone was good to you in the first half. What were your thoughts on that?
The zone was good. Our heads are all over the place today. I mean, we're not playing very solid on either end. Our turnovers, I think the senior night has kind of affected us because we're scattered. We made some shots, but the zone was solid.
Anything we'll see different here in the second half?
We got to settle down. We got to play the right way.
Okay. Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you, Kevin. Chat with the Coaches brought to you by Casey's General Store. Casey's, here for good. Well, Illinois State honoring those seniors, Copeland, Hillsman, Torres, and Madison Williams. How will they come out in the second half? Drake in the lead as we go to break. Welcome back to our halftime report, a presentation of State Farm Insurance. Talk to an agent today at 1-800-STATE-FARM or by visiting statefarm.com. Let's take a look at our first half stats. A production of the Doubletree by Hilton Bloomington, the preferred hotel of the Missouri Valley Conference in the central Illinois Twin Cities, as Drake leads Illinois State by 3. Call 309-664-6446 or visit Doubletree.com to book your hotel rooms on your next trip to Bloomington Normal. The Missouri Valley Conference Game of the Week is brought to you by State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 1-800-STATE-FARM. By Purina Dog Chow, crafted in the USA by people who care with high-quality ingredients. That's the Dog Chow promise. And by Casey's General Store. Casey's, here for good. Welcome back to our halftime report, a presentation of State Farm Insurance. Talk to an agent today at 1-800-STATE-FARM or by visiting statefarm.com. Let's check in with Drake coach Darren DeVries for today's Casey's General Store plans for the second half. Here's Kevin Lehman.
Hey, Darren, that first half, not a lot of flow. You got off a good start. The zone kind of slowed you down. What do you want to see your team do better here in the second half?
Yeah, you were right. The zone got us a little off kilter there offensively. We settled a little too quickly for some threes against the zone. So we just got to do a better job of getting it into the middle of the zone, getting it inside to Liam against the zone, either by post touches or by dribble penetrations. We just got to do a better job of that in the second half.
All right, thanks, Coach. Go back to you, Tom.
All right, Kevin, thanks. Our chat with the coaches brought to you by Casey's General Store. Casey's, here for good. We're ready for the second half. The Redbirds at home, Redbird Arena. Ricky Torres, Liam Robbins. The competitors on the floor, the white uniforms of Drake. Illinois State wearing the red here at home on Senior Day. And Roman Penn has the ball for the Bulldogs up by 3.
Drake wants to get more touches for Liam Robbins. Illinois State's got to settle in, cut down the turnovers.
And the roll in and out for Penn. This Drake team got hot early, hitting threes, and ended up with 6 in the first half, and Illinois State had 7 threes. Both teams love shooting it from the outside, and that one is drained by Fisher, his second of the game.
They thought Fisher could get some good looks up top because Robbins likes to hang around below the free throw line. That's the second one that Fisher has drained from the top of the key.
No good for Penn. And Illinois State has tied this game.
Behind the defense, popped in and out.
Reeves backs away and misses that shot. A little off balance. Penn the other way for Drake. These two teams have shot only 3 free throws. Long 3. Made! It is knocked down by Sam Jones. And a 3-point lead again for Drake.
They're going to keep bringing Fisher outside, pulling Robbins out of the middle.
That 3 hit by Reeves after the 3 for Wilkins. Back and forth, Drake and Illinois State exchanging trays.
Good play by Fisher to drive it, throw it back to the open wood.
This 3 missed. Here comes Horn.
Well, Drake has not gotten Robbins a touch inside here to start the second half.
No good for Hillsman.
Everyone's testing the waters, Tom.
He had a 3 by Fisher, then a 3 by Wilkins, a 3 by Reeves. The miss by Hillsman. A miss by Jackson.
The zone has kept the ball from Robbins. He wants it over the top now.
Jackson, no. And here's DJ Horn.
The zone has kept the Bulldogs to play around the perimeter.
No good there. Reeves with the try.
Illinois State has been outstanding this game, getting back in transition, getting stops as long as they don't turn it over. Their defense has been good.
Robbins, left hand, no. Tapped away. Copeland has it. Here comes Illinois State.
Good ball movement, brought it back to the second side. Robbins, good position, couldn't finish.
That one stripped away out of bounds. Off the leg of Fisher.
Well, Fisher's trying to pull the big man outside. He does. Draws in Jackson. Out the corner, open three. Nothing but nylon for the Birds.
35 apiece.
Illinois State really trying to attack Robbins at the offensive end to get him out of his comfort level. Shot blocker. Has been able to redirect it in here today, Leon Robbins.
Penn, that one got away. Intended for Murphy.
Well, this zone really has Bulldogs out of sync. This is a team that wants to play with great pace and tempo, and he can't get it going, Tom. The zone, they're back in defense good. Illinois State, transition D's been excellent. No defense, keeping the ball out of the middle.
35 apiece. 4 minutes into this second half, and Horn is fouled. They get Murphy with that foul. That's the second foul on Anthony Murphy.
Illinois State playing a little cleaner here in the second half, or is handling the basketball.
And back the other way it goes here.
Copeland with a screen on Penn. Got it with his shoulder.
First one on Copeland.
Now we'll see what the Bulldogs do here. They got Filipovic at the 5 spot. He's a three-point shooter.
Running out of room is Penn. They swing it back to Wilkins. And Murphy keeps it alive for Drake. Hard fought inside, blocked by Fisher. Horn, the long pass. Bruniga able to save it. Horn just inside 3. And Fisher cleans it up.
Big boy rebound by Fisher. In traffic. Great finish.
Now travel called on Wilkins. Illinois State. Look at the block. Fisher on the other end. Says, I'll do this too. Welcome back to Redbird Arena. Illinois State in the lead by 2 over Drake. What a game this is. And today's Missouri Valley Conference scores. Presentation of Grinnell Mutual Insurance. Trust in tomorrow. Talk to a Grinnell Mutual agent today. Missouri State late, leading Loyola. And that will change things in the standings for sure. With Northern Iowa and Loyola leading the way. Got a game tonight, Bradley at Valpo. And then tomorrow, Indiana State at Evansville. Southern Illinois at Northern Iowa.
Candy Cook with a big game for the Bears today. They're up big on Loyola, and what Elijah Childs for Bradley.
So the situation right now, you have Northern Iowa and Loyola tied with 11-4 records, but Loyola about to go down here. Bradley and Southern Illinois both 10-5, a game out. Drake and Indiana State both 8-7.
Slukey's McLeod Center. Yeah, Slukey's McLeod Center tomorrow. senior day for the Panthers.
3 ball is made by Fisher, his 3rd 3 in as many attempts. 11 for Fisher.
Bradley's got a tough game visiting Valparaiso tomorrow.
And now a whistle, and they'll go back the other way as Robbins is called for the foul.
Fisher, double figures, 11 points for the Birds. Perfect. 4 for 4 from the field.
Illinois
Keith
State
Fisher
on an 8-0 run and a 5-point lead for the Redbirds. Torres to Brunigan. He can't get it to go. That ball was halfway down. Jackson quickly. Reeves was there. Look how they close out on Torres. That one gets away from Robbins, but it's off the Redbirds.
So the communication by Illinois State in the zone has been outstanding here. First half and carried over here in the second half. Drake having problems getting any penetration against that 2-3 zone. And they can't get Robbins touches in his sweet spot.
And the make by Penn. Roman Penn, and Drake cuts it to 3.
They ran Penn up from behind the zone, below the free throw line, the soft underbelly of the zone. He was trying to get a dump down to Robbins. Robbins covered up, so Penn calmly sank the shot.
Look at Reeves working on Penn. That won't go over the shoulder of Robbins, but Sturts was there.
And Drake really trying to push the tempo. Illinois State getting back and setting their D.
Now Penn is fouled by Copeland. That's the second foul on Copeland. We've seen the fouls pick up here in the second half. Things getting a little more physical. Game is getting tight.
Well, you mentioned only 3 free throw shot in the first half, 2 by Drake and 1 by Illinois State. The Drake team has been making a living at the line.
Sturts thought about a 3, and then the ball was taken away on the other side. And now this one's dribbled out of bounds by Torres.
Got the steal and gave it right back.
15th turnover on Illinois State.
That
Third
one
this half.
Almost dribbled that one off Dan Muller's shoe.
He's got some nice looking shoes over there.
Well, I asked both those coaches, they both played here together 4 years, and Dan Muller said, Darren DeVries is one of those guys, he just got under your skin. Didn't say much. I hate playing against him. I like you much better as a coach. When I went back to Darren DeVries, he goes, hey, Dan Muller was no choir boy.
Robbins working on Jai. Got it to go, and Robbins is fouled off the glass. Liam Robbins, and the 7-footer scores again. March Madness 30 tips off March 5th through the 8th. The only place to celebrate before and after all the action at Enterprise Center is the MVC Fan Hangout at Ballpark Village. For all you need to know about the Fan Hangout, download the Arch Madness app today.
The Redbirds kept Robbins in check in the first half. Only had 6 points. That's his first bucket of the second half. The zone has kept the ball out of the big man's hands.
The toss blocked by Robbins. Fisher tries again and scores over him, and Keith Fisher has come alive here in the second half.
Well, I like Fisher's effort. Came right back at the big man.
Fisher has 13 points, 5 of 6 shooting. He started out the season tending to turn it over a little bit, missing some short shots. Not today. Robbins with the little one there.
Really got it in deep. The big man. Nice jump hook.
There's a lot of expectations on Fisher, the transfer from San Jose State, the Los Angeles native. And as he has developed as a scorer here, Illinois State's Fisher again. They took him out of the starting lineup. He came back, got rebounds. He's been strong on the glass, and he can do this. Keith Fisher putting on a show in the second half. Welcome back to Illinois State. The Redbirds holding on to a 3-point lead. We've had some game here, especially in this second half. It has been back and forth on the campus of Illinois State University. And today's Enterprise Bank and Trust MVC Scholar Athlete of the Game is Illinois State's Sydney Holt, a junior middle blocker from Wildwood, Missouri. Holt averaged a league-leading 1.21 blocks per set for the 2019 NCAA Women's Volleyball Tournament participant, Illinois State, a member of the 2019 All-Tournament team in the MVC. Holt has a 3.85 GPA in exercise science. First team All-MVC and Scholar Athlete honors as well. The official bank of the Missouri Valley Conference, Enterprise Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Fisher with 16 points, Tom. 13 in the second half. And Dan Muller told me this morning, I need a third scorer to step up. He is found today in Keith Fisher III.
No doubt about it. He is out on the floor now. He has the assignment of keeping an eye on Jonah Jackson. Wilkins takes a three. Tapped away and saving it from going out of bounds is Horn. So Illinois State has the ball with a 4-point lead.
Fisher with 3 triples on 3 tries. He pulled Robbins out of the lane.
And that one tossed into Fisher, but they're going to call an offensive foul.
He had Sturts on him, giving up about 30 pounds. Fisher held him off with his forearm. That called for the offensive foul.
Third foul on Fisher. They showed a replay here, and the crowd did not like what they saw. And we hear them hollering behind us, maybe. 16 points for Fisher, 3 fouls on him. Noah Thomas with the miss, Fisher with another rebound. That's his 4th. Well, Fisher's having a game. So the thing, he tended to turn it over early in the year. He was kind of tentative, and he would let things sort of fester. As that one is put in for Illinois State by Idowu. And now you can just see as he becomes more of a leader on this team. Fisher, in a very big game and an emotional game, has stepped up for Dan Muller in Illinois State. It's a 6-point lead for the Redbirds. Back at Illinois State, the Redbirds' largest lead is now 6 over Drake. It's been some game. Can't wait for Arch Madness. Join in the 30-year celebration by stopping by participating Schnucks and Hy-Vee locations or by visiting archmadness.com/ticket discounts to get your Purina Dog Chow Family Fun Pack coupons. The Family Fun Pack will get you 4 tickets, 4 sodas, 2 popcorns for only $75. That's a deal. Get your Purina Dog Chow Family Fun Pack today.
Can't beat the Fun Pack. I got one for you, Tommy.
What do you got?
Keith Fisher's had 2 double-doubles in his this year. Guess who the other one's against?
Drake?
Drake Bulldogs.
Wow.
Des Moines.
He likes playing them.
Likes to see that blue uniform.
Sturts stopped cold there by Idowu. He gets it back. There's Idowu again.
Fisher with 13 and 10. That loss in Des Moines.
To Penn off the mark. And Fisher, that's a good stop there by Illinois State.
Especially coming out of that timeout. They're the reason we need to get something going.
Look at that. 26 and 6 against Drake in this building.
Drake has not won here since January of 2012. The long dry spell.
And now an 8-point lead for Illinois State. That basket by Fisher gives him 18. He's 7 of 8 from the floor. Sturts in traffic. Is able to get it back out. Now Penn, same spot, misses again. Rebound to DJ Horn.
And Sturts in the middle of the zone trying to make plays. Fisher's been outstanding defensively, too. He's on the wing, covering a lot of ground.
You can just see the confidence in Fisher. Every time he touches the ball, here he is. Finds Horn, long 3. And the rebound to Penn. And here comes Drake. Need a bucket badly. 7-0 run over nearly 3 minutes for Illinois State.
The zone has effectively neutralized Leon Robbins.
Sturts lost it. It really has befuddled him. Here's Robbins calling for it. He's going to test out Idowu.
And he's got
him down. Foul called on Idowu.
Well, they had him shoved up to the third spacer.
Two big boys right there. The 2020 St. Louis Cardinals season just around the corner. Ticket packs, single game, all-inclusive tickets are on sale now. Get yours today at Cardinals.com. Cardinals won today. Beat the Mets. First spring training game of the season.
Yeah, you were excited about it. You had your phone out here before the tip-off. It's the Cardinals.
Can I tell you something? I have Cardinal socks on right now. 2-0.
That's why they won. Those could be considered Illinois State Redbird socks also.
There's a long pass away to Robbins. See, that's the thing. Cardinals fans do care very much about the spring training games, especially the first one, just to get the mood back, to know that they're out there. And they were watching our viewers on Fox Sports Midwest who are watching this game now have the Cardinals on this very network. We welcome all of our visitors. NBC Sports Chicago, ESPN3, Fox Sports Midwest, the Valley TV Network. Illinois State leads by 8 with Kevin Lehman. I'm Tom Ackerman. Good Valley matchup. Drake has some catching up to do here nearing the 8-minute mark. And that one gets away, but knocked down was Reeves. And the foul called. And another foul on Penn is his third. Our next NBC TV network production, a presentation of Live by Lowe's St. Louis, will be on Tuesday. Loyola plays at home against these Drake Bulldogs. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Central. Want to experience the newest hotel in downtown St. Louis next to Ballpark Village is Live by Lowe's. LiveByLowe's.com to book your hotel room today. Another foul. This one goes against Noah Thomas. And for Thomas, it's his first. Team foul number 5 this half for Drake.
Drake being very aggressive. They're trying to create some turnovers. Second half for Illinois State been much better handling the basketball.
Horn off the double team, hits Reeves for 3. Oh, Antonio Reeves can do that.
Well, it was an outstanding misdirection play. They went to the right side. Rim dive, and Reeves just filled the open gap coming up from behind. Set play.
Reeves has 16 points. He's hit 4 threes.
He has played well.
Wilkins got that one to go. Finally, a big bucket. That was a 10-0 run over 4 minutes.
Much needed drink of water by the Bulldogs.
Boy, did they ever. A 9-point game now. Illinois State's hit 5 of their last 6. Missed that one. Wilkins. Drake needs to string together some baskets here. Wilkins, the quickness. That one tapped away. Reeves nearly saved it. Illinois State, man, they have taken. And part of it, Antonio Reeves drains from long distance. Prepare to be amazed by the reimagined Gateway Arch National Park connecting downtown St. Louis to the Mississippi River. The Valley is making its way to St. Louis for Arch Madness. So start your planning today at ExploreSt.Louis.com. The beauty of the Gateway Arch. We are inside Redbird Arena, Illinois State, leading by 9 on Darren DeVries and the Drake Bulldogs. Under 7 minutes to go.
The zone has been good for the Redbirds. They have not allowed Drake to score from the free throw line. The Bulldogs just 3 trips. They've come up dry on all 3.
It is Drake basketball. Wilkins to Thomas. He directs Wilkins to his left. Thomas still with it.
Really active hands in the zone.
Penn to Thomas, cuts in, good dump off. Robbins scores and he's fouled. Oh, what execution by Drake.
Well, Thomas, he's got the best hair in the league and maybe the best first step. It's going to come back to him. He's going to find the gap. Lightning quick, shovel pass, finish. Good offense by the Bulldogs.
So Liam Robbins now with 12 points.
It's been a quiet 13 now for Robbins. Some pressure from the Bulldogs. They need to up-tempo this. They don't want to play against a loaded zone.
Fisher can't get the roll there.
Well, the big man, not only does he block shots, he affects shots. That time affected Fisher's finish.
Wilkins goes all the way down the baseline.
This zone closing up dribbling gaps.
They tried to go to Robbins there. Jackson couldn't get it to him.
Fisher, I mean, I got a piece of that.
Horn, Bruniga. And here's Drake with another chance to cut into this lead. Watch out, it's getting tight.
Again, transition defense.
Penn, Jackson, nope, and Fisher with the rebound, and
they can't seem to find a place to get Robbins comfortable against the zone. He's tried the high post, the medium post, the low post. Robbins a bit winded. They just can't seem to find a comfort zone against the Illinois State zone. That you cannot do that.
Copeland with the travel. He goes up and down. He says the ball was touched. Dan Muller says the ball was touched.
And Muller's going to watch out now. He is hot.
Yeah, he's fired up right now. Let's see. There's a push-off by Copeland, and they're claiming right there that because Thomas got a hand on it, should not be a travel.
I'm not sure he's up in the air on that one, Tom. I think that's going to be a travel call.
Thomas short. Bruniga able to get it for Illinois State.
Noah Thomas is showing a spark. He's getting inside the zone defense. That time they came up empty.
Reeves just beyond the free throw line. No, and Robbins now with another rebound. Robbins has 6 boards to go along with his 13 points. Now a foul called inside. March Madness, nothing like it. The road to the Final Four goes through St. Louis. The 2020 NCAA men's basketball first and second rounds, March 19th and 21st at Enterprise Center, hosted by the Missouri Valley Conference. Visit ncaa.com/MVB tickets and get your seats today. 4 fouls on Fisher. So he has to come out of the game in is Torres and also Idowu.
Fisher with 18, 15 the second half for the Birds.
Robbins misses the free throw. Drake on a 6-0 run here. Illinois State's missed its last 4 shots in a scoring drought of 3.5 minutes. Horn. Now Torres, shot clock at 7. Back to Horn. He lets it fly and comes up short. Penn got a piece of it, but it's off Illinois State. It's Drake ball.
Good defense by Penn. His hand in the pocket.
Drake basketball, a 5-point game.
You see more confidence in this Drake team against the zone. Thomas has been good. He's been into the gaps. Robbins working hard.
Thomas, Penn for 3.
Outstanding ball movement. Dan Muller's seen enough.
A 2-point contest. A 9-0 run for Drake. And who hits? Roman Penn off the feed from Robbins. It's tight. Having some fun on a Saturday afternoon. Redbird Arena in Normal, Illinois. Illinois State on top of Drake 52-50, but the Bulldogs are coming. They're on a 9-0 run. Let's take a look at our game reset. Made possible by Purina Dog Chow. Crafted in the USA by people who care with high-quality ingredients. That's the Dog Chow promise. 2 timeouts apiece. Possession arrow favors the Redbirds. Fouls. Bulldogs in the bonus. This has been a heck of a basketball game, that's for sure. Drake was up by 3 at the break. Illinois State, Kevin, led by as many as 11 here in the second half. It's down to 2.
Yeah, the zone was good. Noah Thomas came in for the Bulldogs, gave him some real energy, penetration into the gaps of the zone. And he had the hockey assist. Robbins with the hockey assist to Thomas to pin that last basket.
Torres goes back inside, and Fisher's fouled. Keith Fisher playing with 4 fouls, 3.5 minutes to go. He has had some game, 18 points for him. He's made all of his 3-point attempts, 7 of 9 from the floor, 3 of 3 from beyond the arc. He's made 1 free throw on 1 attempt. And here comes another.
All that coming in the second half. Only 3 points at halftime for Fisher. He caught on fire. You can feel this Drake team starting to come. You know, they've only got 2 road wins, the Bulldogs at Evansville, at Air Force, but they've been good in most of those games. They gave Bradley all they wanted in the opener in the Valley. In either game that you and I, that was a close game to the final minutes. Lost to Valpo by 5 at Indiana State by 2.
Reeves hits the free throw. A 3-point lead. When Roman Penn hit that 3 earlier, it was the first one since late in the first half. That one goes for Jonah Jackson, and Drake hits its 3rd 3 of the second half. 3 of 11 this half. 9 of 25 for the game after getting off to a hot start.
And Jackson with his 4th triple. He was hot early. We hadn't heard much from him recently. That was a big basket for the Dogs.
Jonah Jackson. And now a foul will send it back the other way, and that one goes against Idowu.
They got the lid lifter from Penn that seemed to elevate the defense of the Bulldogs.
Thomas looking for Robbins. Has him. Robbins can't score over Idowu, and Fisher gets the rebound.
Idowu pushed him out an extra step.
Reeves had it slapped away by Thomas, but gets it back and misses the 3. Now Penn with it for Drake. Tied game nearing 2 minutes.
That's a real small lineup for Drake. They're actually going 2 point guards with Thomas and Penn, getting better ball movement.
Penn found an opening. Wilkins working on Torres.
Good job walled up by the Birds. Big clock situation.
Shot clock at 5. Wilkins long with the 3. Rebounded Idowu. Illinois State now takes a crack at breaking the tie. Drake on a 12-1 run over 5.5, almost 6 minutes. Illinois State's missed its last 6 shots. Now 7. Fisher can't get it away from Robbins. And now a timeout is called by Drake with 1:20 to go in a tie game. Wow, get your popcorn. What a finish this is going to be. We're having some fun over here when the NBC TV network crew takes to the road and considers these properties home. These hotels consistently support the conference and its 10 member institutions Please call or visit the websites of these properties when making plans to follow your favorite team away from home.
I was in the Holiday Inn Convention Center in Carbondale to see other Knights, and now the DoubleTree in Normal, Illinois. All great spots.
We had that game at Southern Illinois on Thursday night. Salukis won it over Evansville, held the Aces to 21% shooting in the second half. Really locked down. We have a final from earlier today. Missouri State beat Loyola 74-62. So with that loss, Loyola falls to 11-5 in conference play. Northern Iowa holding on to a half-game lead. You see it right there. And Northern Iowa plays the Salukis tomorrow.
Yeah, and Missouri State Bears goes to 8-8, and Bulldogs trying to fend them off. Drake trying to get that 9th win today.
Bradley has no picnic tonight at Valparaiso.
Yep, only 3 teams have had to play Thursday with a 9-9 record. Illinois State, one of those teams last year with the 7th seed. Drake in 2012 and Bradley 1999. Only 3 times that a 9-9 team came in as a 7th seed and play on Thursday.
Well, Bradley and Southern both win on the road. You'll have 4 teams at 11-5. And this is a travel. With a minute and 11 to go, we haven't seen some scoring in a while here. The scoring drought of 2 minutes for Drake, 2:20 for Illinois State. 53-53 still. Closing in on the 1 minute.
Dogs. Illinois State, can they get it to the rim?
Torres tries to get it to Fisher. Turns around and scores. Keith Fisher, and a timeout called by Dan Muller, and Illinois State with a 2-point lead under a minute.
The senior Torres making a play on senior day. Penetration, the wraparound. Fisher able to keep a handle. Jump hook, bucket. Fisher with 21. Soft, feathery touch.
He was working on that little shot today in warm-ups before the game. He had one of the student assistants just feeding him passes in that lane, one after the other from that range, one after the other after the other. Can be a tough shot. Little touch.
Dan Muller told me I need a first scorer to develop on this team. It has been Keith Fisher today. Big game for the junior.
Leads all scorers to 21.
Transferred in from San Jose State, set out last year as a red shirt out of LA.
So 1 timeout apiece now. Drake and Illinois State. Drake basketball, 58.4.
All right, now Roman Penn. He hit the game winner against Valpo in overtime earlier this week.
He has the ball now. He looks in at Robbins. Goes to Wilkins. Wilkins tries to get it to Robbins and can't. It's taken by Reeves. Horn will calm things down and walk it up the floor.
And they have about a 15-second differential in the shot clock, game clock.
Now Torres.
Torres made a huge play the last trip. Can he do it again?
Noah Thomas guarding it. Torres tries to get it in the lane and does. They kick it out. 3. And it won't fall for Fisher. Robbins got the rebound to Wilkins. Wilkins goes up. Off the glass. No, the fight for it. Still fighting, and a foul is called. It goes against Drake with 7.1 on the clock.
DeVries telling his team to go. He didn't want the timeout. Open court. All the 10 and rolls out. Robbins rips it down. Wilkins, open court, crossover. Off balance shot, tries to flip up his left hand. But able to get great penetration.
So he was honored before the game on senior day, Ricky Torres.
His son is with him in the stands watching Daddy at the free throw line. A chance to ice this game. So 1-1 also, Tom.
They exhale.
He's only been there 12 times this season. Ice in his veins.
Penn's got to hustle to Robbins. Off the mark with the three, out of bounds. Illinois State ball. Ricky Torres hits the big free throws.
The senior.
Illinois State up by 4. Crowd on its feet. Emotional day. And a timeout is called by Illinois State with 1.9 to talk over the final moment. Players of the game, a presentation of State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 1-800-STATE-FARM or by visiting statefarm.com. Liam Robbins, 14 points for the Bulldogs, 9 rebounds. And on the other side, what a game for Keith Fisher III. 21 points on 8 of 12 shooting and 7 boards. He was a factor throughout the game.
3 triples for Fisher, 3 of 4 from distance. And all but 3 of those points come in the second half for Keith Fisher. Well, it's nice to see Ricky Torres get those free throws in too, Tom. He has struggled in and out of the lineup for the Redbirds this season, able to step up big on senior day for Illinois State. Those 2 free throws to ice this game.
It's Illinois State ball with 1.9. Drake's going to try to steal, needs a 3 and a foul.
Robbins, 7 foot on the ball.
Torres inbound. He flips it to Horn, and the horn sounds. That's it. Illinois State picks up its 4th win in conference play. Goes to 4-12, 9-19 overall. Drake drops to 8-8 in league play, 18-11, with an Illinois State win over Drake, 57-53 at home.
When you see the players come out and hug Ricky Torres, the senior, the 2 big free throws for Illinois State. The Redbirds able to overcome a number of turnovers and basically kind of gutted this one out. Their zone was outstanding, Tom. It gave the Bulldogs problems throughout this game.
With Dedrick Boyd injured with a bone bruise in his knee, Torres expected to do more. He starts this game. He saw more minutes against Loyola recently, and today he makes it happen. And Fisher, Keith Fisher with 21 points. He was terrific today. What a game.
Well, he scored inside, working the glass. That's a man's rebound, steel-toe boots. Then he pulled Robbins out the 3-point line. That one tasted all the tin. Posted up the smaller skirts. And then the wraparound Torres with a great assist and the finish by Fisher. And a little head bop on the backboard. I used to be able to do that with a trampoline.
I mean, we know Illinois State's going to play on Thursday. Do they have the talent to make a little noise in Arch Madness? We'll see.
Well, big win here in Copeland, only 5 points. They got some other people to step up. Confidence builder for the Redbirds.
And as for Drake, you just go back, you get to practice. There's more basketball to come and still good things to come for Drake sitting at 8-8. But you see the stats, they just got cold from 3. Kevin, they got so hot early, and once Illinois State switched to the zone, they never really had an answer, did they?
And they couldn't get to the free throw line. But look at those points off turnovers by the Bulldogs, 22, most of those in the first half. Illinois State settling down in the second half, but a total of 18 turnovers. Only a couple free throws. 6 by the Bulldogs and 6 by Illinois State. Pretty clean game as far as defending without fouling.
You got to feel really good if you're Dan Muller, the coach of Illinois State. At halftime told you that they were dealing with the emotions, exactly what we suspected, the emotions of senior day and all that goes into it. To see a senior like Torres hit those free throws at the end, Keith Fisher, who's so important to this team, coming through as that third scorer. This is a good day for Dan Muller.
It really is. And, he talked about it at halftime. There's so much emotion going on with senior night, so many different things going that you don't control as a coach. They really settled down. The zone was really good for them, Tom. I mean, they played the first half. We haven't seen a lot of zone out of the Birds until this game. They found it. They stuck with it. Drake couldn't solve the puzzle.
You just never know in Arch Madness who's going to show up and make a run. We'll see. Illinois State holds off a good Drake team today, 57-53. It was fun, man.
It was a blast. And Drake, they get to go play at Loyola, then at home against the Northern Iowa Panthers. With not easy road for the Bulldogs. And good point, Illinois State. Brings momentum.
Never know.
Never know. And Arch Madness.
This conference is wide open. Wide open. Final score today, 57-53 Drake. Next Valley Conference game of the week will be Tuesday as Loyola hosts Drake. Our coverage for that one begins at 7 p.m. Central. So for Jeff Graham, Kevin Lehman, I'm Tom Eck. Thanks for joining us from Redbird Arena.